During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
We'd like to remind folks that Humboldt only has one local history source published each week, the Humboldt Chronicle. Local government and education issues, crime and justice, people you know in the news, sports, features, and more each week at your fingertips in the print edition or online. Stop by their office at 2606 East End Drive, Humboldt, or give them a call at 731-784-2531. The Humboldt Chronicle. Nobody covers Humboldt like the Chronicle.
Family and friends make life worth living. That's why at Baskerville Funeral Home, we celebrate family and friends every day. I am Chancellor Baskerville. My family is here for your family in times of need. Folks, yesterday is gone, today is almost over, and tomorrow isn't promised. So when your family and friends take their last breath, the world stops for you and us. We are available 24 hours a day. We use the latest technology along with good old-fashioned family values, common sense, and compassion. Chester, Donald, or myself are here for you and your family in your time of need. We are Baskerville Funeral Home, Directors of Distinction.
Hi, I'm Chester of Baskerville Funeral Home. We really do love the families we serve in West Tennessee, and it's an honor and privilege to take care of your loved ones. At Baskerville Funeral Home, we're committed to caring and sincere service. And again, thank you.
Do you want to know the worst thing about Mondays? No sports! Well, we fixed that. Join Colin and Seth every Monday for the Monday OT at 7 p.m.
Hey Vikings fans, this is Ted Martin, former Humboldt Vikings quarterback and class of 93 graduate. When me and my fellow classmates want to follow Viking sports, we watch Viking News on Demand. In addition to live streaming of games, there are also plenty of specialty shows that keep us all involved in our alma mater. On behalf of the class of 1993, go Vikings!
This is Bradley Owens of Hardy Martin & Owens Law Firm. At Hardy Martin & Owens, we handle personal injury cases, criminal defense, divorce and family law, and wills and estates. With offices in Jackson, Trenton, and now in Milan, we are conveniently located to serve all your legal needs. Call us today at 424-2151 or on my cell, 234-2400. That's 234-2400.
Tipping the scales in your favor.
Good evening, everybody. Viking News on Demand. Continuing here on this Thursday night with the school news show. Now, we do want to open up and say this evening is going to be all sports. We will bring back school news, the regular school news next week. We got a lot to talk about with sports, and it may not be as long of a show tonight. Just trying to get back into the swing of things. Folks, if you haven't done this before, it takes a lot of prep to get into these shows and to make an entertaining hour. And so, but we did want to go ahead and have a show tonight. It's been a while. I think it was the first part of February when we got to have a show last. George, it's good to have you back in here with us
glad
today.
To be back, man. I'm fooling with my computer and wanting to give the fans and the community and our listeners some updates regarding sports. As Seth said, we're going to be back to give you more school news on next week, but right now we're ending a lot of things regarding basketball, and then we're going to actually be moving into our spring sports of softball, baseball, and track.
All right.
And track, yeah.
So track, now, they get started in the spring. How much preparation time? Because obviously, you know, with baseball, you have like a spring training and that kind of thing. With football, you have your spring practice. How does track prepare?
Well, track prepares with getting out there first and getting the importance of stretching and, participating as far as finding out what actual events and the students would like to participate in, and what specific relay race, what specific event or category that they participate in, and then they practice on that by just actually getting out there running and stretching and you know, just warming up and doing what it takes for that specific event, such as the 400 meter, the 200 meter, the 100, 100 by 4. You know, it's several different events. I'm not as schooled in track as I need to be, but I've gotten a little better along the way. But our expert in track, as you well know, is Coach Reed.
That was going to be my next question.
Coach Reed is he's the expert on the track. So we're excited about track, and I'll be able to talk more with him when I can have a sit down with him and discuss some things. We'll be able to bring the listeners more information regarding our track program.
Now, Coach Reed is still the coach in track.
He is. Okay. He is, along with Coach Shivers.
Okay.
They both handle track, and they'll be getting the sign-ups for the students now that our basketball season has ended, because it is in conjunction with basketball season. There's an overlap there with basketball, track season, and spring sports such as softball and baseball. So it is quite interesting how we, as a small 1A school, fit all of our components of sports in with one another, being that we have to share athletes. So it's a unique fit there. It always keeps you on your toes regarding going and overlapping from one sport to the next. But it's been like that for a while, since we are now in the 1A category as far as classification, and we do a good job of keeping our student athletes abreast and participating in all the sports that we have to offer at Humboldt Junior Senior High School.
Yeah, and track, about how many meets do they have a year?
About 6 meets. 6 to 8 meets is what they'll participate in. Now, there are X amount of meets that you have to qualify for in order to go to the regional level and then on to the state. But as I said, that information, it always catches me by surprise, and I have to look that information up and get it from Coach Reed as we approach each track season. And I plan on doing that, and just because track is it's one of those underwritten sports. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those sports that it carries a great deal of respect and honor, running track, and it's looked at on the state level a little bit differently. I mean, track is a good sport to participate in. And the one thing that I want to emphasize is there are all kinds of scholarships out there for the sport. You can go to school as well as, you know, on a track scholarship, just as well as you can go on a basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball. I mean, it's a sport that it doesn't get the attention I think that it deserves. In our area, I think when you hit to the level of regionals and state track meets, invitationals are held in this area as well. We're going to do a better job of letting our listeners know exactly what's going on in track, because I think it's worthy to have the representation and just have the emphasis put on track that needs to be, to get it recognized more.
Well, and you know, George, I really view it as, you know, track, it complements other sports as well. While it is its own sport. I can't help but think track would help you getting down the basketball court faster. Would help you with some strength and conditioning, even with football.
Exactly.
You know, because track is all about footwork and speed. Well, you look at basketball and you look at football, even baseball. You know, all those things kind of play in. So it's kind of one of those, I don't know if you could call it a feeder program, but it does help benefit the athletes that will do that. How many do you have that cross over between football and baseball and basketball to do track?
I would say we always have anywhere from 5 to 8 students that do cross over that threshold of track and basketball and softball, baseball. It's always some, and on some years we've had 3 to 5. You know, it just kind of depends on where their interests lie. It is always a crossover there with our athletes that are playing the other sports. So, you know, I want to mention also, Seth, there's field events that take place in track. There are the field events such as shot put, long jump, high jump, and of course some of the relays. There's the 200, 400, 800, 1600, 1x, 2x.
Yeah.
It's all kinds of events, and there's the hurdles.
Yes.
So it is. I know I have a stepson that participates in track, and he loves track. I think his specialty may be the 200.
Okay.
So we're excited about track, and I know he's getting geared up for Coach Reed and Coach Shivers to make that contact and for them to begin that practice for track.
All right. And you start talking to those events.
Yeah.
That's almost like NFL draft stuff.
Yeah,
when you start talking about the combine.
Yeah, it's almost like a combine out there.
Yeah.
If you've ever been to a track meet, and these track meets, they aren't short. They're long because there's so many events. And when you have an invitational meet, we've gone to the meet in Dyersburg, Union City, and the likes. And these kids are coming from all over and getting them there and getting the events of track actually scheduled and getting them complete. I mean, it's something to see. So I would encourage our community. Of course, we don't have a track at our field anymore. I do remember and have talked about with Coach Reed a day when Humboldt had one of the best tracks in this area.
Yeah.
And track was a big deal. And we're obviously wanting to get back to that point. However, we have to do it on the road versus having a track in our own backyard to where we can have these events and host an invitational meet. And I can see where that can actually be a talk for the future, but it's going to take some funding to get our track in the condition that it takes to host a meet.
Sure. Well, I really didn't expect to talk the first 8 minutes about track, but that's very informative.
It is. I love it, and like I said, I'm not as versed in track as I should be. But you know what? That's an improvement area. I'd like to not acknowledge that I'm going to do better at it. And I want to get more information about.
Yeah. Well, and you've got that assistant there with you that can help feed you that information.
Absolutely.
And,
he's
that's
a man.
Beneficial.
If I could get him to talk on this radio, he would be the one that would give you all the ins and outs of it.
Yeah.
And most people don't realize Coach Reed actually run track at UT Knox.
Yes.
And was
very
fantastic and successful at it as well.
Yeah. Getting him in front of a camera is just difficult.
It's pretty tough. But
you did that virtual homecoming. We got him on there. But
we did.
It took a little bit.
I'm going to work on that one.
Yeah. He's a great guy. He would rather be behind the scenes. I mean, that's just kind of the guy he is. And I know you're going to be leaning heavily on him.
Absolutely.
Football season.
Yes, I am.
Comes up. But before we really talk too much football, and I know they'll be getting started in some spring stuff as well, but there's actually some spring sports that will actually be playing regular season games. And there's some talks here, folks, behind the scenes about covering some of these games because we have not really gave video coverage to our baseball and softball. Now, the track meets may be a little difficult. However, if we can get somebody there, even with just a video camera, they may not go live, but if they could video some spots and us try to maybe air those later, maybe we could even air a few of those highlights right here on a Thursday night or on the Monday OT or whatever. We have capabilities, folks, that you really don't know about because we've just struggled with volunteers and getting the staffing in place. And then sometimes our internet. And that has been the major hurdle that we knew coming into this that we were going to have to overcome. However, we're talking to some businesses trying to get maybe some internet given or ways that we can get some internet out when we go travel. But I have to say, first off, before we move into spring sports, I know you want to wrap up the basketball season too.
Oh,
you might want to do that first.
Yes,
but Union City. I want to say thank you. I wasn't able to be there, but both of the guys that were there for Viking News On Demand, Colin Streeter and Chance Baskerville, said Union City was top-notch in their hosting of us as a media, and they actually gave us connection to their Wi-Fi.
Yes.
And I know that sounds silly, but very few places give us that access, okay? I don't know why, but it just seems like that has been a struggle. But those guys went in there. They were able to get access. Gibson County, they did the same thing for us this season, gave us access to their internet. Some of these places don't do that, but we were able to do that in Union City. So I wanted to take a moment. I don't know. I haven't even gotten a chance to watch Friday night's was it Tuesday night's broadcast?
Tuesday night, yeah.
I haven't had a chance to watch that yet. Been very, very busy the last couple of days. But If they didn't say it, I want to make sure and say thank you to Union City and the staff there that made us feel so welcome and made that broadcast possible. We've gotten a lot of compliments on Chance and Colin Tuesday night and the job that they did. Obviously, we wanted a different outcome.
Oh, yeah.
Our season's done, but
yes.
Oh, my. But I'll let you kind of take it from here. We want to wrap up this basketball season, girls and boys.
Yeah, let's talk about girls. Let's just go back. I know when I look at my calendar, and I'm going to pull that up here.
Okay.
And go back to the month of February.
Yeah.
February the 15th through the 19th was a bear.
Yeah.
Of course, the snowstorm hit.
Oh, it was terrible.
Prior to that, the week before, the 8th through the 12th, which is the Monday through the Friday, we had the 12th and the 13th. We were in Murfreesboro with our middle school basketball team.
Okay.
Who want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, let's start there.
They lost their first game.
Yeah.
Against a really good team. South Lawrence was that team.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, South Lawrence is in that district with Laredo.
Okay.
They're in that district about middle of the state there, I think. Well, not quite middle of it, but on the other side of the Tennessee River.
Okay. Yeah.
It was a hard-fought game. As I always like to refer to the controversial officiating that took place.
Sure.
That we always seem to kind of get. But nevertheless, it was a good experience for our kids. They went in a top-notch capacity.
Yes.
It was an overnight trip. They stayed in a hotel. They handled themselves well. Very, very supportive parents that traveled with us and stayed in that same hotel there in Murfreesboro at the Courtyard Marriott, actually. And, Seth, I'm going to go out on a wing here.
Okay.
Go out on a limb and tell you that the Courtyard Marriott was sitting right across the parking lot from one of my favorite hotels, which is the Embassy Suites in Murfreesboro.
Yes.
That
nice
I always
place.
like to frequent when we're in that area with my wife and kids. And I was very accommodated there and very swayed to maybe lean towards staying in that particular venue in the future. So I'm a Hilton guy, and Embassy Suites, of course, is Hilton.
Yeah.
And along that stretch, you have the Hilton Gardens and you have Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
But there's the Courtyard Marriott that sits back off beside the Embassy Suites that they were very accommodating to our staff, coaching staff, to our kids, to our overall traveling party. And I just want to give them a shout out as well to let them know thank you for the Marriott.
Yeah.
I did sign up to be a rewards member, and I will be staying there some in the future when we're in that area. But
Awesome.
Our kids, I said all that to say our kids went in a great capacity. When you are on that level of reaching the state tournament, we like to reward them and give them all the special accommodations we can. The meals.
Sure.
Of course, we did take a school bus. Our driver was Pastor Montgomery, who did a fine job getting us to and from. We had 2 games there. South Lawrence we lost against, but the next evening we come back at 3:00 and we beat a team as well to finish 3rd in the Class A state tournament, junior high, middle school level. So we're proud of our kids.
Yeah, and also great big shout out to all of those sponsors from the city of Humboldt who took care of those meals, man.
Absolutely. If I begin naming them, I know I'll miss a few.
Exactly.
But Chance has really, and the Booster Club, Randy Terry was big on making that post.
Yes.
And all those individuals that contributed to allowing us to go in the capacity that we were able to travel in. We couldn't have did it without you. So from Humboldt City Schools, on behalf of our superintendent, Miss Lillian Shelton, and our principal at the senior high school, Miss Carla Brown, and our assistant principal, Miss Debbie Lambert, that administration there, Coach Abernathy, our guidance counselor, Miss Kenya Hudson, all the administrative staff and our leadership in the Humboldt City Schools, we thank you. If you sponsored us on that trip, there was no way we could do it without the extra funding, because funding has been an issue. We rely heavily on our attendance at ball games to fund things such as this. And with the COVID rules and regulations in place, we just couldn't have the crowds and the capacity to view games as we once did pre-COVID. So
all right.
We thank all the sponsors, Seth, and
congratulations
very
to
good
that junior high
very
team.
good showing on that junior high team this year.
Congratulations to them. And so now we
Absolutely.
move to Lady Vikings. Tough week with the snow before.
Yes.
And then we go in, and we got to play in Halls on February 22nd. And
Man.
Internet was like it normally is out there. It was terrible. We couldn't keep it on. But we had a good time there. It was just a tough night for your Lady Vikings and a tough end to what had been a difficult season.
It was. I mean, first of all, if you factor in the week prior, or the week of, we were out for an entire week for snow.
Yeah.
So we didn't know if we would get that game in. Actually,
that's right.
Lo and behold, that sun come out that Monday.
Uh-huh.
It started on Sunday. Sunday we thought maybe we could get in there and play that afternoon game because the district. It was not finalized at that point. We had two games that were still hanging in the balance, and that was Middleton and Hall's game. So that game was unable to be played, so we went ahead and we got that Monday night game and settled that with a couple of decisions with our district teams, and had to go to some bylaws to see how we needed to treat that situation. And as a result of all the planning, all the Zoom calling, the week of the snow, the last-minute changes, we want to thank our listeners, our fans, and spectators for being patient with us because that week was just it was challenging. It was just, I mean, it was, my wife said I was almost homeless that week. Because I was running and scrambling and having Zoom calls and worrying and taking phone calls from coaches. And Chris Linesdale was our district representative. And as many folks may not know, Humboldt was supposed to host this year the district tournament. And with everything
so
in
what
place.
do they do? Do they push that to the next year? Do you have that opportunity, you think?
I tell you what, it's great you asked that question. We are going to set a meeting either the 25th or 26th.
Okay.
The district meeting. Of course, you know our district will be different this year. We will have we will lose two teams. We'll lose the likes of Gibson County and Madison.
Well,
and we will add two teams. And
I'm not crying over that. Those teams were thorn in our flesh this year.
Yeah, we're adding Lake County.
Okay.
And we're adding Middleton. Madison's gone.
Middleton was in there.
Madison's gone. Yeah, we're keeping Middleton, but Madison's gone out of basketball and Gibson County's gone. Okay. So our district in basketball next year will look like Humboldt, Halls, Lake County.
Peabody still?
Peabody still.
Okay.
And it's one more.
Lake County, Halls, Middleton, Peabody.
Humboldt.
Yeah, there we go. Don't forget us.
That's five. That's five, isn't it? Yeah. So that's what our basketball district will look like. Let me write this down. Humboldt.
Peabody.
Halls.
Yeah.
Peabody.
Lake County.
Lake County.
Is that 4 or 5?
That's 4. We're missing.
We got Halls, Peabody, Lake County, Humboldt,
and Middleton.
There it is.
And Middleton.
Man, that's a long drive for our
district.
Yes,
it is, but they still remain in our district. That's what our district basketball will look like next year. So once again, Humboldt, Halls,
all right,
Peabody, Lake County, and Middleton, and we have that district meeting. We are still getting emails to see when it's convenient for our teams. Of course, we still have some of those teams participating in Sub-State.
Sure.
And there's a game tonight, as you well know. Madison will be playing Union City at Union City tonight.
And that is going to be a game.
That is going to be a great game.
It looked like Golden State shooting three-pointers the other day.
I guarantee
they shot over 70% from the three-point line in the first quarter.
They were on fire.
Goodness gracious. And you talk about Lake County.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to kind of rib your brother, your little friend there in Lake County about that bus that broke down?
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that too. But I think we're getting ahead of ourselves, and I could talk sports all day. It gets so exciting and overwhelming to me. I like to jump around. So But our girls against Halls on Monday the 22nd.
Yeah.
Of course, we traveled there. That was a game to where they were the higher seed. They
tough.
were the 4 seed. We were the 5 seed. So being that the games are played at the higher seed, we had to travel there.
Yeah.
And we lost that game, and it ended our girls' season. But
Rough
nevertheless, we were in a position. Our girls played hard, and that score in the first quarter and even the first half was not indicative of how they played.
Right.
It was such a beautiful view and observation to see those girls compete hard. Now, things didn't go their way. We missed a couple of shots, but we played hard, and we played like I had never seen them play before. So,
and George,
I was surprised and very proud of them.
Over 55 fouls called in that game.
Oh, yes.
And I couldn't believe it, George.
Absolutely.
And I know you're probably going to have to be very careful what you say. But I'm thinking, for the love of God, you got girls that haven't even practiced in how long? You know, they hadn't practiced in over a week.
Yeah.
Because of snow.
7 to 10 days they hadn't had to practice.
And then we're going to go in there and start calling fouls. Just for every little thing. I'm sitting back going, I was texting my friend, Mr. Stevie Ray, because he wanted, quarter scores.
Yeah,
and I was like, and he told me, he said, man, you would think that they wouldn't have called so many fouls on a night that. And it wasn't that they were calling them all on Humboldt.
Exactly.
It was even across the board, but I thought, good grief, man, this is just crazy.
It was something to see, I'm telling you. I was very, very I don't know the word to use. I was kind of blown away by it, but at the same time, we could have been there longer because they could have called more fouls than they really called.
That's the truth.
So,
I mean, it is the truth.
Yeah, when you expect, you kind of have to expect things like that when you have such a big, long layoff. But at the same time, I think there's some leniency that could be granted there as well in order for us to, have some type of flow. That's the word I want to look for. The flow of that game was very difficult, and getting a flow when that many fouls are called, it's always kind of difficult for girls to just make the adjustment. And I think our girls did well. As I said, they competed. You could tell it was a layoff, not just for us as a team, because we did get a couple of days practice in. That week of, we went up to the gym, and that Saturday and that Sunday, we were able to get a couple of days in. But as you well know, we can't actually we can't gain the ground that we need to gain. It was too much loss there with the weather and getting kids to the gym, and they were basically playing on adrenaline and on just good old hard work and effort to push through a very difficult time, and that experience will allow those young ladies to it will be a life lesson for them that you have to battle through and you have to push through. And the best word I can use in that situation, Seth, is perseverance.
And it was one of the first games where fans were actually allowed back into the gym.
Exactly.
So home field advantage does come into play.
It did, and I'm excited about that. And, we are just in a rebuilding stage with our girls program. I want to put that out there. It's going to be some transition and some changes made to our program in order to meet the expectations and goals that we have for our girls basketball program. We are we're at the level to where we have to just look at some things and make some adjustments.
Sure.
And sometimes that's pleasant, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is gets to be a point to where you have to just examine things, look at the evidence that has been put before us, and then make the best decision. And we do that in the best interest of kids.
Sure.
Just wanted the community to know all the effort, all the appreciation that has been put into that girls program has been greatly appreciated. And yes, we are making changes. We are doing it with the utmost respect and admiration from what has already occurred in the past with our girls program. And we're looking toward going in a different direction, and all that information is to come in the future. Okay. All right. So that is that's pretty much the report on our girls program and on our girls season. Congratulations to them. The one thing that I said to them, they kept coming back. It would have been easy to quit in this situation with the girls, but those girls kept coming back, and we commend you, and we salute you for your efforts this year. Unprecedented, challenging year with COVID, but you endured, and it's something you'll be able to file in your memory bank and have something to talk about when you guys regather.
So true.
Yes. But moving on to the boys, that same night, actually, we my train of thought has just got thrown when I go down here and look at my computer.
Well, you were waiting on the winner of a game before you knew who you were going to play, because you had a week off, didn't you?
Yeah, that play-in game, that's exactly right. I'm going to try to find them brackets, Seth.
Yeah, that's okay. It was going to be the winner of Middleton or Halls.
Yep, it was.
And they played, and we were going to play that, so we ended up playing I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, we ended up playing Middleton. We ended up playing Middleton.
Yes.
And we played that game on the 24th.
Okay.
We played that game on the 24th, and that was played at Humboldt.
Yes.
And I tell you, that was a game.
Yeah.
That was a game. Middleton took off there, and they could do no wrong for absolutely 3 quarters, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And for some reason, that we hit the wake-up button, and I tell you, they had us down 28-11.
Whew.
That was tough to bounce back from.
Yeah.
But the thing we had going for us, we were at home.
Yes.
And we started to hit a few shots, and they come in the avenue of Jason Hunt. Someone lit a fire under him, and he got hot there, and he hit a couple of 3-pointers, and it seemed like in that it took the entire game for us to get started, but in that third, going into the fourth quarter, we hit the wake up call.
Yeah.
So and we actually pulled within 5 there at the half. I think it was 30-25.
Okay.
So being down that many points and then coming back, that was a tall that was a tall order for us to kind of that we were faced with. So we did overcome, and we were able to beat Halls and get to the finals of our district.
Yeah.
Of course, you know who that was against.
Union City.
Yeah, our number one rivals and number one district team, and that's the Madison Mustangs. They played great all year long.
That's right. It was Madison. We went to Oman Arena, and really we played great the whole first half.
We did. I mean, we were up by 10 in the first half, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to say maybe 38-28.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Something like that. And then all of a sudden, someone woke Walter Peggs.
Walter Peggs. Mr. Basketball finalist.
Yeah, that's right. That name is going to it's going to ring across the state over this next couple of weeks. So
he's not quite as big as Wiseman.
He's not.
But he kind of plays like Wiseman.
He plays like Wiseman in the fact that he's always around that rim.
Yep.
He's savvy. He could get to the rim when he wants to. He can make the outside shot.
He
can
hit
make
a 3 or 2.
mid-range shot. He can run the floor. He's a good defender. He can block shots. The kid is just a phenom.
He's an all-around
basketball player, and I want to give him his props.
That's right.
I'm a Humboldt fan. I'm a Humboldt man.
Well, sure.
But when you meet competition such as Mr. Peggs, you want to acknowledge that, and he works hard, and for that first half, we had him figured out.
I was going to say, we held him to 5 points in the first half.
Yeah, we did. How many did he end up with, Seth?
He ended up with 35.
Oh, wow.
He scored over 20 points in the third quarter.
Right. And we just, we didn't have an answer for him. And we hit a stretch there to where we just, things went wrong, and we couldn't recover from that. And
I'll just be honest with you, we started playing frustrated.
Yeah, it seemed
like
you could see it. You could see the tension in our hands, like the ball was a hot potato. We just didn't handle the situation well. It was the tale of 2 halves.
Yeah.
And played great and excellent the first half.
Yeah, keep going there. You're good.
No problem.
Got an alarm going off.
And the second half, we just kind of, the wheels fell off, and we weren't able to recover. And Madison showed you the team that they were, and it was a great showing for them, and congratulations to them. And their coach was Coach of the Year in our district as well. So Adam Simpson has done a great job with the Mustangs there at Madison, and we are congratulatory to them. And as a result of us being on the short end of the stick, that we did not come out victorious, and Madison kind of took off with us, but we were able to move on to that region. So, you know, we were
yes, sir.
We were in the hunt, had our opportunity. We just could not get things to where they needed to be, and we're come up a little short. So,
yes, sir.
As I said, we did earn us a spot in the region.
Okay.
And our first regional opponent was Lake County.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Lake County.
Yeah.
So I think that game was played on the 27th.
Yeah, we pretty much took business.
Yeah,
we took care of business in that game.
We went at that game with Lake County as taking care of business. I like that, Seth.
And they got there late.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Lake County had a few things to go wrong. Regarding their bus issue. That game was supposed to start at 7. As a result of their breakdown between Alamo and Dyersburg, I think. I got the call as I was going to the gym.
Yeah.
That Saturday night, we we had to wait, and I think the waiting kind of fueled us in our attack against Lake County, and you know, we never looked back. That was one of the better games I think that we played en route to moving on in the region to face that Union City team, who Union City that same day played Peabody.
Okay. Yeah.
So they were able to kind of dismantle Peabody.
Won and, very single-handedly there.
Yeah. They I tell you, when you go to that venue, it's difficult to play.
Yeah.
They have a little student section there that does a good job boosting their crowd and boosting their players on and cheering their players on and getting them in a position to really get behind them and push them toward victory. And I commend them for that.
Wow.
On the other hand, as we did meet Union City and were able to knock off Lake County pretty easily and move on, our frustrations began.
Yeah.
That was a game that was clearly, if we could redo that one and do it over again, I don't think you'd see the results that we were able to show against Union City. So that game, to be real honest with you, you can look at several different things that contributed to our demise on that game. First 4 shots we missed. First 4 free throws we missed. Everything they threw up, they hit.
Wow.
It was just a game that we just, plain and simple, they beat us.
Yeah.
They beat us in every facet of the game. And we weren't able to recover from such a large deficit. And I don't want to repeat any of that karma.
Sure.
Anything that went on there, but special thanks to all the travelers, all the fans. The tickets it was a limited amount of tickets we had, and our fans, I will say, things like this happen. You got to realize a couple of things. Number one, you're dealing with high school students.
That's right.
You're dealing with students that they have things going on as well. Not to make any excuses, because you have to be ready to play. And at this phase of the season, you hit the floor ready. We did everything. We prepared like we always do. I talked to Coach Abernathy. He felt very optimistic going into the game.
Yeah.
We just didn't get it done.
Yeah.
So no excuses. We got beat. We got beat in a very, very business-like fashion, and we have something to build on.
Yeah.
That victory, it ended your season. It's one of those that's etched in your mind that the next time I hit the court, that's one you'll remember.
That's right.
That's one you'll remember.
And you had seniors on that court. Malik Johnson.
Seniors. You did.
Bobby Johnson.
Right.
DeMarcus Williams.
Right.
Is there anybody else on there?
Quandarius Campbell.
Quandarius Campbell.
So
from starters, you lose 3 starters.
You lose 3 starters. But you have coming back. You have Tyson Pirtle.
Yeah.
You have some juniors.
And he got some very key playing time this year.
He did. I think he grew up. He's it's really his first his first parade. He's learned a lot, and he's went through a varsity schedule, and he now knows what to expect on varsity level play. So
Yeah.
that's always a good teacher. And we are going to expect big things from him next year.
Yeah.
As well as the gentleman that we do have coming back next year, Traylon Johnson.
Yeah.
And the likes of the rest of our juniors.
And Jamarcus McCurry got to come off the bench a couple of times. I was surprised by some flashes that we saw there. I think gave him some work.
I can remember Jakari hitting a 3-pointer there toward the end of the game. I mean, he was out there quite a bit, and he knocked down a 3-pointer.
And then you got Steven Shivers.
Got Steven Shivers coming up. You have that group of 8th graders that I think is going to have to get in there this summer, work hard.
Yeah.
Balance their football schedule with their basketball, and know that our expectations and goals for them are going to be high.
Yeah.
Going to be a high standard that they'll begin operating on, and they'll step into a freshman year with the understanding that they could make an impact depending on their mindset and their work hard ethic that they're going to bring to the table.
I'm going to say something here.
Okay.
I think this is probably the most talented freshman class we've had in a long time.
I agree.
You take Steven Shivers. You got Epperson.
J.J. Epperson. Dee Broyles.
That's it.
Dee Dee's a great player. You got some.
And there's others.
Yeah, there's others. I know. I'm calling names, and some of the names escape me right now.
Yeah.
But one of the gentlemen that I like, that's tall, lanky, plays real long.
Yeah.
That's what's his name? He just flew past me. I know I'll think of it here in a minute. He was the MVP of the sectional tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the MVP of the sectional tournament. I don't have
it's
my
slipping
roster
me
with
right
me.
now, but
yeah. But he knows who we're talking about, and I can't believe I can't think of his name. But anyway, we are going to be looking at a very, very talented freshman class.
Yeah.
Rising 8th graders that will be freshmen that we are going to look to get this thing off the ground and get this thing off the ground running pretty quick. And as I said, they're going to have to prepare themselves to make an immediate impact.
So that's our fall winter sports right there. Now we're moving into spring, and it's going to be baseball time.
Yeah,
Coach Norvell.
It's going to be baseball time.
Rather,
I'm going to look the schedule up. I think our boys' first home game will be the 19th, but I think their first game is on the road, and it will be the 16th of March.
If I remember right, that is Brewston.
Yeah, that is Brewston.
And then we will
March
play
the
at
16th.
Pringles Park against Greenfield.
Right.
Then you get your home game, if I remember
right. Then we get our
right.
home game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start promoting our home game with all our businesses.
We need to, yeah.
I want to promote the home game, and I want to promote the baseball and softball programs that we have for you guys to get out and let's support our baseball and softball teams.
Here's what let's do, because I know we don't have necessarily schedules for softball yet.
Right.
I haven't seen that. I have seen baseball. Why don't we next Thursday plan on just kind of focusing on our sports segment, what our baseball and softball teams look like.
We'll do.
And maybe even come with, I don't know if they've got full rosters yet or not.
Right.
We can read those roster names off with maybe noting who our seniors are.
Gotcha.
So we can key in, because I know softball's been in a rebuilding for the last couple of years. Hopefully this will be a better season for them.
No problem.
Who's that softball coach? I'm going blank.
Yes, I think you know him. He's coached our girls junior high, and it'll be Terrell Green.
Yeah,
Terrell is and what most people don't know about Coach Green, Coach Green has a daughter that plays travel softball.
Okay.
And he has a rich history of softball, so we're excited about him actually taking the reins from Miss Coach Wade, who coached
That's
last
who I was
year.
trying to think. All right.
She decided that she had a little one to be born, and she's going
to change his life.
Yeah, she stepped aside and devoted attention to him, as well as other things that she had going.
Sure.
And we appreciate her because she did fix our schedule and put our schedule in place.
Okay.
So we're excited about that. Coach Wade, thank you for all you did. Thank you for all you'll continue to do. And kiss that little boy for me. He's a doll and he's a jewel. Love me some Coach Wade, and she's done a great job getting our schedule where it is and getting us off the ground regarding softball. Our rosters will be set on Friday, that is tomorrow.
Okay.
So I will have all that
next
information for you. And as you well know, Coach Norville, Norville is our baseball coach, and they've been working hard.
And we didn't do this with basketball, and we probably should have. We did football time last year. We sat down with Coach Ballard.
Right.
And we went game by game.
Okay.
But in football, you only play people once or maybe twice.
Okay.
Baseball, maybe a little different than that. We might just go team by team, and what does Coach see with those? We might try to see if we can't do that, maybe at the clubhouse or something. I don't know what would be a good place to do that with both Coach Norville and Coach Green.
Absolutely.
But it would be good to maybe do a preview show and take a night and just spotlight our baseball and softball, and then we need to try to do that with every sport so that we're not making a difference here.
Right.
Gotcha. I love basketball. I love football. Sometimes baseball can kind of get lost, and it's an easy sport for it to get overlooked because of the times that the games play. Now, we're looking at trying to cover at least 6 or 7 home games here. And hopefully we can make that happen. We need business sponsors. We need camera operators. That's always where we get kind of stuck. If you want to volunteer, maybe you can't afford to sponsor, but you'd like to volunteer and be a part, there are opportunities right here at Viking News On Demand, and we can get you set up and run those cameras and get everything ready to go for us. So why don't we plan to next week spotlight that baseball and softball, because I know we're running out of time tonight.
Absolutely.
But we'll kind of have more of that in order, and also next week we'll have school news as well.
Next week we'll have school news. I'll get all the reports from all the schools.
Yeah.
We will feature our baseball and our softball program. And I'm going to throw a little surprise in there with a little track information.
All right.
And let you know how the track is going to go and give you some scenarios on a schedule and some meets and talk to Coach Reed and just have us a good all-around show with sporting news, with spring sports kicking off, with the support that's needed, and that first pitch in that first game that we're going to look at for our supporters and our sponsors and all of our staff and faculty here in Humboldt. So excited about that, and again, thanks for the job you guys have done. It's been a tedious year with sports. So
it's all right.
Basketball, I know it happens a little more frequent than any other sports because you play 2, 3, and sometimes we play 4 times a week if we include our junior high basketball girls and boys and high school basketball girls and boys. It were times when I were in the gym, I think probably 6 out of the 7 days.
Woo.
Monday through Sunday.
Mercy.
So it has been challenging this year, and we're back on the air, and we're going to try to clean up some things as far as the news is concerned.
That's all right.
And get the listeners everything that they need, and we are going to be very diligent in just making sure that you know and aware of what's going on in our district, sports, renovations, everything that's going on in our district. You are privy to when it comes to us. We like to get the news out. We like to let you know what's going on, and that's just where we are, and that's just where we stand as a district. And we appreciate you as supporters for our school district.
All right. Well, he is George Yarbro, and I'm Seth Wilkerson with Viking News On Demand. We appreciate you being a part of today's show. And thank you so much for being with us tonight. We will try to get this back on the air every Thursday night for a while here until summer. When summer comes, makes this show a little bit more difficult. There's not as much to talk about. But we will keep you updated as much as possible, and it will probably just be a short clip in the summer with me just giving you what they've given to me instead of asking George to take of his summer and come out here. So we'll keep things going. There's also some talks, George, of some folks that have some pre-recorded games from yesteryear. They want to play those games on Viking News On Demand. Let's just say we have a football game from 1990 or 1991.
I love it.
Maybe some basketball games or whatever. We've got them on VHS, so we're working on getting those hopefully over to DVD.
Great.
And then to try to turn those into a program and maybe even have some of the star players from those teams join us on the phone afterwards and talk about, what their memories of from that game are.
Great.
And I still want to talk to also Coach Abernathy, Coach Macklin as well, wrap up basketball season on the Monday OT. Hopefully this coming Monday night we can make that happen. I had Coach Ab scheduled, and then I ended up preaching. I had 4 funerals in 4 days.
Wow.
And I text Coach Ab after he said, I'll be on. I said, Coach, I'm sorry. I just got a text that I've got to do a funeral Monday night, and it's at 7 o'clock. It was a night funeral. I don't have many of those.
Yeah, that's kind of different, isn't
it? So I apologize to Coach Ab. I had you scheduled, and then we had to reschedule. So hopefully he can join us this Monday night. We'll recap the season, do the same thing with Coach Macklin, and look toward next year. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thanks again, George, for meeting with us. And we look forward to another show coming up next Thursday night.
See you, folks.
God bless.